Here we go, Terrance. Candyman scares up a very sweet
That's corny.
22 million. Terrance, that's double pun though.
That's
Not
corny.
only does it scare up because it's a horror movie, a very sweet 22 million because it's candy, Terrance.
That's corny.
God damn
They should
these
stop.
people. They must be the same people who write like the Fast and Furious. Like it must be like the legendary Chris Morgan like level people on this.
They should stop now.
No, this is brilliance, Terrance. The only reason anyone clicks on these articles is because of that. It's definitely not people interested in box office numbers. Welcome, everyone, to Need I Say More, episode number 33. I am one of your hosts, Giuseppe, joined by my co-host, Terrance.
Yes, sir.
Terrance, man, we are back in the sack, which I think I invented.
Back in the saddle.
We talked about that a long time ago. I said back in the sack. I think I mixed up, you know the AC/DC song, Back in Black?
Yeah.
Back in Black. I hit the sack. That's the next line. I think I mixed up back in the sack.
Yeah.
Is that really not a thing? I invented that
that's
saying.
not a thing, bro.
Well, it's a saying now, Terrance, because I invented it. If you say something long enough, people just believe you.
That's a thing.
That is a thing. That's what's to become a thing. Back in the sack. By the way, I love that AC/DC song, Back in Black.
AC/DC is dope, man.
I mean, that song is dope.
It's dope.
I think, and this is I know this is a really random tangent. So I do want to point out we talked about movies in a lot of our last.
Already?
Well, we talked about movies in a lot of our last episodes. I want to point out we're not going to do that. Keep doing that, but I do want to bring up two movie things. Number one, I think I'm doing a mini like Marvel marathon over the next couple of weeks because I have Disney Plus only for like a couple more months, and I've only seen a lot of these films like once. So I think I'm gonna.
I didn't give you the login.
Oh, do you have it too?
It's the same thing as ESPN. The ESPN login I gave you.
Oh, it's true. It is, isn't it? Because
they're all under one umbrella.
I have it until like November, so when that runs out,
you just sign in. Yeah,
appreciate that, bro.
Yeah. This is what we do. Like, just share logins.
Yeah, we do share a lot of stuff. We have like multiple accounts that I log into. I see your name or my name. That's what friends do, man. And Terrance, I want to bring something up. So we talked about. You said you wanted Tyrese Gibson to die in the Fast franchise. Yeah, remember that?
Tyrese must die.
Right. So what if this is my pitch? Okay. So they said they're splitting the 10th movie into two movies.
Part 1 and part 2.
Right.
Like a Avengers type.
I think that's because I don't know why they wouldn't just call it 10 and 11. So my assumption is it's going to be like a specifically connected like that. The legendary Chris Morgan, if he comes back, which he better to write these films. The best way to do it would be to end it like a big cliffhanger. Same way Infinity War ended, right? Here's my pitch, Terrance, right? Do you remember how Tyrese Gibson in F9 was talking about they're immortal? That was like a big plot point for him in the whole movie.
Yeah.
What if in the end of 10 part 1, he like jumps in the way of, he does some crazy shit, jumps in the way of a bullet and he gets hit. And then in the end, he's like dying. He's like, I thought we were immortal. And he just dies. And it ends like that.
I would love that.
I mean, wouldn't that be
for that to happen?
Wouldn't that be
but he has to actually be dead.
That's what I'm saying. He's actually dead.
Yeah.
Like
it
would tie in the immortal thing, which they never resolved. They just sort of said that, and then in the end, they were like, "No, yeah, they're really immortal though," because everything like they literally crash into a satellite, and it's like, "No, it's totally fine."
They were in space.
Yeah.
With tape around their arms.
See that that really was a bad.
They taped their wrists.
We talked about this. The legendary
that was supposed to keep the air. That was
the legendary Chris Morgan didn't write this, and that's what you get. People talked it.
That was something out of a cartoon, man.
It was. Yeah. You've heard the term "jumping the shark," right?
Jumping a shark, nah.
So there's a term in like usually with like TV series, but sometimes with like a movie series where if they say you jump the shark, it means you've just gotten so far past like what made the thing popular that it's just dumb. Because in an episode of Happy Days, there's a part where Fonzie literally on a pair of jet skis jumps over a shark. And it was like, what the fuck is this show about? So that's where it comes from. I think they finally hit it with the space thing. It was like, what are we doing? But anyway, no more movie talk. That's all we were going to do. Toss it in the old dumpster. By the way, Terrance, did you know, another tangent, did you know dumpster is a trademark?
The word dumpster?
Yeah, that's like owned. That's not that. That's like Kleenex.
Who trademarked that?
No, but that's the thing. It's like Kleenex. Like technically a Kleenex. It's a facial tissue. But Kleenex is what you always think of. But like, that's a brand. It's Kleenex.
Yeah.
Dumpster came around the same way. Like they invented, I think they were called like Depster's dumpsters. And for some reason, everyone just calls them dumpsters now. But it's just a giant trash can.
Got it.
Isn't that weird? There's weird things like that like we all call, like a Band-Aid is a brand as well.
Oh, but it's like there's nothing else that exists in our heads.
Yeah, we call a Band-Aid is really just even
if you see another brand, we're gonna say it's right. Go get the Band-Aid.
Like a Band-Aid is the brand of that series of bandages, but there's bandages. Like dumpsters technically should be called like large trash receptacles. But we all just call them all dumpsters. So that's your fun fact for the day.
I like that. Yeah,
it's interesting, right? But Terrance, before we get on too many tangents, I think we've had like 3 already. What is our unbelievable, unstoppable Black excellence shout out of the week?
I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all.
Oh yeah. So our Black excellence can't stop, won't stop. Shout out of the week goes out to Mr. Tyrese Nash.
Gibson. I was like, well, that's a twist. That was okay.
No, I want him to die, man. I made this very clear.
That's why I thought it was strange.
I made this very clear. I want him to die. But Mr. Tyrese Nash, aka The Dream.
I haven't heard of this guy.
The Dream is your favorite artist, songwriter, right? Okay. And responsible for some of the biggest songs ever.
Single Ladies.
Justin Bieber's Baby, Beyonce's Single Ladies. He's on a few hooks of big Jay-Z songs and everything like that. The guy's just a hit maker.
Yeah, apparently. Look at that. Like a bunch of stuff.
Literally, he's just a hit maker. I mean, the Grammys and awards that he has as well.
Terrance, it's what we talked about, man. Writers. It's like the legendary Chris Morgan, man. These are the people behind the people.
Umbrella, which everybody knows and is going to be around till death.
I hate that song. I don't know why people like that song. Like Single Ladies is a hit. I'm with you on that.
Umbrella.
Is that from 2008?
Shout out to Mariella, who had to suffer through this song when it came out.
She will for the rest of her life, Terrance.
Yeah, for the rest of her life. Who has to any women, any female named Mariella.
To be fair, you're probably part of that because you were the only person who's calling her Ella.
Probably the problem.
Yeah,
I probably started that. Like I
never heard anyone call her Ella until you came and somehow the picture.
This is very, very true. And it's super funny.
I can't believe that song. I thought that song was like 2013 or something.
2008. That song was out for a long time. No wonder I hate it
so much. It's so
Megan Thee Stallion, Savage, which became like a TikTok phenomenon. He wrote on there.
If you like again, you gotta put a ring. God, that song. That's it. Come on.
That's it. Yeah. A couple of Kanye songs, All of the Lights. The guy is just a hit maker, right? And the thing about it is that it's hard to have this many like hits. This is a special,
very hard to do
skill. This is a special talent in order to work with, and he's a big artist that he's behind, that he's working with. And
we just told you some of them. There's a lot more on here.
It
would take us too long for us to go through every one, but you are right, man. It is. People think like making like a catchy or hit song is easy. It's not. It's
not easy.
Really hard. Like, I'm not saying I think it is harder to write like a really deep song, like the songs that you really stick with you, like the deeper ones that really have meaning. Yeah. But I think hit. It's like again, it's like Fast and Furious. Like people think it's easy to write those films, man. It's hard to write believable, ridiculous action.
It's a skill to continue doing something great.
It's why Marvel, if you look at a lot of their films, they keep screenwriters for like multiple films because like they know like they're great at making these movies, and so they keep hey, make the next movie for us. No, underrated is writing, Terrance.
The guys behind the scenes, like The Dream is a guy behind the scenes, who may not be his voice may not be heard directly.
You might not know his name.
His pen is there, like that's the guy that's writing those hooks that you love. and writing those songs that stick in your head, and that's a thing. Movies and songs that stick with you. I think that's I give kudos to the guys that could do that, the writers, directors, and songwriters that are able to make something and kind of know, right? Because you got to know as well. Like you can't do it and just be like, oh well, I don't know if this is gonna hit. When you do it, you're like, oh yeah, this is the one.
Right.
This is the one that's gonna catch fire, and everybody's gonna fall in love with it. Like
it's
that
tough,
single
man.
lady song is crazy. It went crazy.
Yeah, and like obviously Beyonce is Beyonce, so she has that. But just every song she puts out isn't necessarily a massive hit.
No.
Like she has good. So I'm telling you, man, like it's like writers are almost like accountants. Like people, it's not the sexiest of jobs, and people don't really pay attention to it, but they're like arguably they make the world run. Behind any TV show or movie or song or anything you love, there's brilliant writers behind it. Just like there's any great business has good accountants behind it, making sure like everything goes smooth. So
look at this: Usher, Jesse McCartney.
Jesse McCartney,
Mariah Carey,
that guy?
Ciara, Brandy, Diddy, Mary J. Blige, B2K, Beyonce, like Snoop Dogg, Gym Class Heroes, Sterling Sims.
I haven't heard of half these people, but yeah.
Like the guy is crazy.
Yeah, man, shout out to you, The Dream.
Shout out to The Dream. And what a dope name.
It's the dream.
Like
not space. It's very specifically the
dream. What a dope name to have, right? Like that's another skill as well, right? Having
he's
like
a pretty young guy,
nickname.
Man. He's only like what 44.
He's like 40.
Pretty young to have that many hits. That means he was what 30 when he made Umbrella. I mean, Terrance, he's our age when he made Umbrella. Man. Like, come on now.
That's genius level. Shout out to him.
Shout out to you, The Dream.
Yeah.
But all right, Terrance, one thing we got to talk about is Michael B. Jordan and the fact that we predicted the future. Last week we talked about, you brought up, you said, is Michael B. Jordan the next big, like, black leading man? Like, you had Will Smith, you had Denzel, you had even, like, Sidney Poitier, if anything, before him.
Sidney Poitier,
man. Man, he was so good. Is he with us? I don't actually remember off the top of my head. I think he's still alive.
I don't think so.
I feel like was it recent?
I don't think so, but I don't want to say he's not and not.
Well, let's hit a Google search on this.
Yeah.
As we do. If one of us knows how to spell his name.
Is it? No, it can't be.
None of us know. He probably spells it some weird way.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Oh, there it is. He's Bohemian. 94.
94.
God, he's our sub shout out.
Wow. Shout out to Sidney Poitier, man.
Killing it.
94 years old.
God bless him.
How many things have you seen in life being 94?
He's triple our age, Terrance. I mean, that's imagine living what you've lived two more times. That's what he's at.
Jeez. Oh man.
That's pretty great. So anyway, we were saying, is Michael B. Jordan the next good actor? And I think
next
we came
next black like
leading man, right?
Yeah.
I think we both basically came to the conclusion that it was like he's basically there now. He's well known.
Just missing
good looking.
that,
He's missing that like drama, that Oscar nominated like performance that puts him in that next category. And like a day after we recorded the podcast, they released a new trailer for a movie called Something for Jordan. What was it?
A Letter for Jordan.
God, we're not prepared today, are we? We're in a lot of Google searches on this, Terrance.
This is not normal.
Yeah, we're off. A Journal for Jordan.
I said letter. I was close.
You were close. A Journal for Jordan, which, Terrance, let me hit you with this plot. You tell me what if this sounds good to you. First Sergeant Charles Monroe King, I don't know where Jordan comes from, before he is killed in action in Baghdad, authors a journal for his son intended to tell him how to live a decent life despite growing up without a father. I'm tearing up talking about it right now, Terrance.
That's a terror. I'm gonna cry.
Terrance, you want to know who's directing it?
Who?
Denzel Washington. Passing the torch, Terrance. This is him passing the. Denzel doesn't.
What has Denzel directed before?
Not a lot. I think he said recently at one point he's not hugely into directing. He just does it when like he feels it's necessary.
Didn't he do that?
I'll tell you the 5 things he's directed. Ready?
Yeah. There you go.
Antoine Fisher, 2002.
Okay, all right.
The Great Debaters. I don't know what happened there. I'm sorry. He only did 3 things, and then Fences a few years ago.
Fences, I gotta see. I heard it was really good.
So he is. God, I love Denzel. It's a great movie, and him and Viola Davis are just
okay. So he's a good 2 for 3. Antoine Fisher, you know.
I thought it was pretty good. No.
Yeah. He's 2 for 3.
I didn't see it, but yeah, but that's the thing. So I find it interesting. He's directing this. He must just believe in
Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah, Michael B. Jordan. I guess the screenplay maybe to book to him, but yeah, I mean, we predict the future, Terrance. This is definitely going to be.
What's so crazy is that
that's such a good plot too, man.
Michael B. Jordan, he may be in the running for that next great black actor leading man. Yes. But what's sick is that I think you got 2 other guys that are young up and coming waiting in the wings.
Okay. Really?
You got Damson Idris, who's the lead on Snowfall.
On Snowfall? Oh, I heard that show was very good. I haven't got around to it, but
he's the lead on Snowfall. Did really,
Damson?
Really well.
That's a name, I guess. Damson.
Yeah, damn son.
Might be what it is. What do you not? What do you want to name him? Damn son, I'm watching the TV. And they were like, all right, well. Idris is a cool last name.
Idris is a dope last name.
Damson Idris Elba.
Damson Idris, right? He did Outside the Wire, right?
Did you see that?
I did see it. It was pretty good. It was pretty good. That was his action debut on straight to Netflix movie. But
he's a few years. He's a few years younger than Michael B.
You're right. So
not much, but
he's somebody to look out for, but also Denzel's own flesh and blood.
This guy's related to Denzel, or are you talking about John David Washington?
I'm not talking about Damson. I'm talking about Denzel Washington's son,
John David Washington.
John David Washington.
Yeah, so he really kind of came out of nowhere. Like he was like 30 when he started doing Ballers, I think, and that's his first.
Which is Ballers. He's really good in Ballers, and I enjoyed Ballers as well. I don't know if they're doing another season, but I did enjoy it.
It ended.
Oh, it's done. Okay, yeah. I enjoyed that for sure.
Interesting, man.
Really good in Tenet.
God, I really gotta watch Tenet. So nothing against these 2 guys.
Great in Malcolm and Marie.
Right. Nothing against these 2 guys. I think Michael B. Jordan. Like if this movie comes out in December, this movie, A Journal for Jordan. If he gets an Oscar nomination, then he is solidified as that man.
I agree.
I think these other 2, you can have.
I agree.
You only have one black. I mean, this guy could be like a Jamie Foxx type of a guy, the other black guy, or
see, I don't like the Jamie Foxx comparison though.
I mean,
because Jamie Foxx was too versatile though.
He wasn't always. It was Ray in 2004. Then he became versatile. Before that, he was like, wasn't he in like a sitcom?
He was sitcom on a Jamie Foxx show. He did stand up, and then he kind of fell into that dramatic.
Ray, I think he made
like
Ray,
role.
And he made Ray and Collateral in the same year, and then suddenly he became a respected actor. Before that, he was kind of just a whatever.
Yeah. So you're saying like Michael B. kind of? Nah, I can't really say that because Michael B. came from The Wire. We're getting too deep into this.
We're getting too deep into it.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying, I think there's space for more than one actor. I think Michael B. Jordan is like the go-to guy though.
I agree with you if he gets that nom. If he gets that Oscar nom
in 6
from
months,
a Denzel Washington directed movie,
I think it's gonna be a good film.
Yeah. If he gets that, then that's his throne for the taking.
But all right, Terrance. So, Terrance, this I'm not introing this well. Terrance, Terrance, I got a story to tell.
What's your story, Joe?
So, okay, Terrance. So school started last week, right? Now I wasn't really thinking about it, and my school didn't really make a big deal about this, but I need to get my ID, right? Yeah. I didn't think about it like I should. If I'd gone a month ago, it'd been better, but whatever. So school started Wednesday, and on Tuesday, I was like, shit, I really gotta go. They said they're doing it from 10 a.m. to 5:30 is when their office is open to go get.
You got there at 4:30, didn't you?
They're 4:50 now. Now I just thought it wouldn't be that big of a deal because I just need to get my ID.
Yeah.
I get there, and after the BMCC is so fucking stupid. They tell me to go to one place in an email. I go there. It's a few blocks away. No one knows where to go. There's no signs. I got to talk to a security guard. I go here. I go up. I go down. I finally get to this, like, I go down these stairs in this little courtyard, right? And there's a fairly long line. I would say 30 people. And I was like, oh, Jesus. And this security guard is like, here's the thing. And for some reason, he was talking like he was in a fucking library. Because he was like, here's the thing. And he was talking. He was like, as soon as 5:30 hits, he's like, they're going to cut this line off. Even if you're on the line, you're not going to be able to get it. It's like, shit. He was like, I probably wouldn't get on. He's like, it's kind of not a good idea. Like,
yeah, he gave you the heads up.
I appreciate that. Because if I would have waited online, it was hot that day, I would have been pissed. He was like, best thing to do, come back tomorrow morning, and see if you can get on. I was like, all right. So next day was Wednesday, and I was like, I woke up. I tried to get there at 10. I got like 10:15, a little late because some train stuff. But I was like, all right, to be early. And this was, by the way, last week, it was boiling hot during this time. So I get there, and I'm thinking it's going to be a little not so hot. It was hot. The line goes, when you go down these steps, right, to the left is where you're trying to get in. The line goes all the way around in a complete circle around this courtyard, up 2 flights of stairs and about 100 feet behind it, right near the street.
Nope.
I was like,
Right.
So it's already like literally, I think I checked it. It was
you didn't have a choice.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Heat index said it was like 97. And I was like, if I don't get it today, I can't go to class tomorrow, because I thought, not that I'm going to class. Apparently that's not true. So it really sucks that I did this, but I thought that's what we were doing. That they said, if anyway. So I was like, all right, I got to wait. I get to the line. This guy, next guy in like the very back of the line. I was like, is this for IDs? He was like, yeah. I was like, well, off to a great start. And he's like, I know, right? And so me and him start talking. So this guy's actually kind of cool. His name was Danny.
Danny.
Totally cool. He's only like 19. Because he asked me like, oh, you look like 19, 20? I was like, 30, man. And he was like, oh, okay. He's like, you look young. And so me and him end up talking.
That's crazy. That's a compliment now, right?
Oh, it was. Yeah, for sure.
It's weird being at an age where somebody calling you younger makes it like a really a compliment.
I've always said that if it's a compliment that someone goes, hey, man, if you lost weight, then I know that I'm fat. Because if that, no one's ever said it to me. And if anyone says that, it means I look skinnier than I used to, which is I'm fat and now I'm less fat. So anyway, so me and Danny ended up talking the entire time. Like he was just a friendly dude. And he just initiated the conversation. And I was like, yeah, okay, let's do it. So it's an hour and a half later. I've only made it to the staircase. I kid you not, estimated 2 to 3 hours more I had to wait to get to my ID after waiting for an hour and a half. Like, I'm not even exaggerating. And like I said, it's 97 degrees. We're all baking in the sun. There's no shade. Once you get to like the top 20 people, then you're in shade. Outside of that, everyone's in the middle of the sun. I mean, and you know how much I hate the summer and the heat, Terrance. We've talked about this many times in the show. So I'm dying.
Always.
I am dying. Everyone is. As I'm on the stairs, one of the ladies comes out, like giving out IDs, and she was like, does anyone to make sure you have your ID and make sure you have your student ID and everything, your student number. And then a few minutes later, she comes back out and she's like, was anyone here yesterday that we talked to? Was anyone here yesterday? And like, no one moves forward. And then there's one girl who's like 5 people ahead of me, like walks over to her. And I was like, all right, Danny. I was like, Danny,
she gaming the system.
Well, I was like, I'm like, Danny, I'm like, I got an ID. I'm like, if she comes out with her ID, because she was only like 5 people ahead of me. So I saw her the whole time. I'm like, if she comes out with her ID, I'm going to try something. And he was like, all right. Like 5 minutes later, she comes out. And I was like, did you get your ID? She's like, I did. She's like, but I was here yesterday. I was like, oh, okay.
Did nobody else on the line heard?
No one. No, they did, but like, no, everyone was like, well, I wasn't here yesterday. So I was like,
oh, okay. Yeah,
so
yeah. They were being good citizens.
Right. So I'm not. So all low key, I was like, Danny, I was like, this is what we're going to do. I was like, you wait here. I'm going to go and see if I'm going to tell them I was here yesterday. Because technically I was there yesterday. I just think they meant something else. But I was like, I'm going to go and talk to them. I'm like, if I get my ID, you come up after me. If not, if they turn me away, you just wait here. He's like, all right. So I walk up. There's one person who's talking to this lady ahead of me. And I go over and I was like, oh, I thought I heard you say something about, if you were here yesterday. She's like, oh yeah, you here yesterday? I was like, yeah. She's like, okay, what's your last name? So I tell her. All right. And she goes inside. So I'm waiting. I'm like, all right, we'll see what happens. And then like a second later, I look over and Danny's behind me. And I was like,
Danny got off the fucking line.
Yeah. I was like, Danny, what are you doing? I was like, Danny. And he was like, no, it's a good plan. And I was like, I know, but what if they turn me away? I'm like, what do we do? I was like, you were holding my spot.
This sounds like a sitcom episode.
Wow. And I was like, He was like, no, I think it's fine. And you have to understand, we are standing about 3 feet away from the main line. So I'm like, if they hear us, they're not going to be like, let that slide. They're gonna be like, no, I just waited the last fucking 2 hours on this line. I'm not going to let you guys cut. So we're going to like whisper this. So she comes back out and then she hands the girl in front of me her ID. And I was like, fuck, like, what if that's what she meant? Like, if you talk to them ahead of time to have your ID ready. I'm like, damn, fuck. I'm like, I'm gonna figure this out, right? So she goes, oh, do you have your state ID with you? I was like, oh yeah. So I hand it to her. She takes Danny's, and then one of the person was behind him. She took her IDs, and I was like, if she comes back and is like, we don't have it, I'm gonna be like, is there anything you can do? Like, I was here yesterday. I was hoping I could game it, but she comes back and she's like, all right, Giuseppe, you can come with me. I was like, oh shit. I go inside. She's like, you can go to that person at the end, and she'll take care of you. I was like, okay, thank you so much. Got my ID.
Nice.
So
nice. Wait.
I don't feel bad about this at all because fuck that. I would wait on that line.
Look, it's like waiting outside the line on a club. It's like, man, you gotta find a way to get in and not wait online.
That's exactly right. You gotta play. You gotta play to your strengths, and you gotta be able to. Any life is gonna push you down enough times. Any way you can get ahead, you gotta take advantage of those things.
You gotta do it. Look, you didn't hurt nobody. Did you hurt somebody?
It took me two. No. Well,
I don't think. Yeah.
It took me 3 minutes to do. So maybe I held everyone up by 3 minutes, but that's not they could have come up with a better system than this. Now, Terrance, I'm going to text you right now this picture that I waited all this time for. What do you think of the photo, Terrance?
Wow.
I mean, Terrance, just hit me with it. What is your first impression of this photo?
My first impression is to hide the kids and hide your wives because
I look like
this guy looked like a goddamn most wanted character.
Dude, I look... So they made me take my glasses off for whatever reason, like it's a fucking passport. I look fat, first off. I'm gonna turn my camera off right now, Terrance. You tell me if I look fat in real life. Oh, god damn it. Hold on a second.
This is
Terrance. Do I look fat?
This is a different person.
That's what I'm saying.
This is a different person.
Terrance, I don't know what happened. So there was one of the windows was open.
Yo, Joe looks scary in this picture. You can't see it, but it should be the cover of this episode.
Terrance,
Joe looks scary.
There was we're not doing that. There was a window open, and it like the sunlight was right on me, so I'm already as pasty as they come. So now I'm like glowing, but like I look fat, and I look like if I ever murder someone, this is the photo they're gonna use.
Oh no, that's for sure.
They're gonna be like, "Can you believe?" Like,
and I'm gonna give it to them.
Oh, you're the only one who has it. You're gonna be
I'm gonna voluntarily.
What was the name of the What was the name of the killer? Oh yeah, look at this
Giuseppe
photo.
Kalari. Oh no,
that'll be plastered.
Whatever
all over
news.
The world.
I'm sending this in.
I'm gonna try. So since we're not actually in class this semester, at least most people aren't, I'm gonna see if I can swing by before like spring semester and be like,
wait, I'm sorry, Joe. Can you repeat that?
Yeah. So
you did all of this. And you're actually not even going to physically be in class.
Yeah. So after weeks and weeks, months of them talking about in-person learning is back.
What are we doing?
They insisted on getting ID. In order for me to attend class, I needed to send my vaccination records, all this crazy shit. When I signed up for classes the last year, everything said online. Room number, online. This year, there's only 2 options, online or hybrid. I assumed and under hybrid, it had room number. It gave a room number for these classes. I assumed hybrid was like if they maybe want to use Zoom, the fact that you use Blackboard. I was like, it must be in person. Why would there be a room number? Then they sent an email saying, after classes started, we changed the meaning of the word hybrid. It means your entire class is
the meaning of the word hybrid.
Apparently, you can do that now. I'm going to change the word murder to hug. I want to murder all of them, Terrance. So yeah, they said that hybrid now means entirely online, except for the final exam you have to go in class for. So it's entirely online. That's not what the word hybrid means. I don't want to get into it. I'll talk for the next 45 minutes about it. But yeah, it was all a waste, Terrance. It was all a waste.
Why would you need an ID for online school?
Why do you need vaccine? Why wouldn't you just put the word online for online classes? Like if you meet once for the final, just put online.
Why are you changing definitions of words?
You can't do that, Terrance. Terrance, I'm changing the word murder to hug. And I want to murder every single person who works at that school. Remember, I changed the meaning of the word murder to hug. It's fun.
We changed the definition.
Apparently if you're a learning institute, you can just change the meaning of words.
Well, does Coke mean Coke? Or does it mean Coke?
Don't know. I have to ask them.
I have to ask them.
I gotta ask them what every word means, apparently.
Hey Joe, look.
Yo.
So, obviously I'm back in the corporate world and everying like that.
You are, yeah.
Yeah, you got the 9-to-5 desk job type lifestyle,
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Listen, people knock those I love those type of jobs.
Yeah,
in my
I'm adjusting.
I love that shit, man. It's actually
I'm adjusting.
Listen, if you can get paid a respectable amount to do it, those jobs are good. They're comfortable. And if you work for a good company, man, it's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. It's obviously it's not exactly 9 to 5, but fuck, I look like telling everybody what my hours are.
I mean, I used to work like 10 to 6, but it was like, come on, it's still
but it's different now, not only because of COVID, because you haven't interacted with people in a while, but also because I've worked in the nightlife entertainment industry for years.
It's true, yeah.
Basically only did clubs and bars, for like damn near a decade. So it's kind of
been nightlife now to the day life.
Yeah. So now I'm in a day life. But the thing is, like, now, and especially because I have a girlfriend that I've been with for years, now it's like I'm afraid to be nice to females.
Just in general,
I don't know, because I don't want them to take it as if I'm flirting. So Corey has this thing where she tells me, like, I don't know that I'm flirting, and I feel like I feel like I do. Like, when I'm intentionally flirting, I'm intentionally flirting.
The problem though is, sometimes like me and you, I think we try to be funny just in general, and that can very easily be mistaken for flirting when you're just joking with somebody.
See, the thing is this, I like for people to be comfortable around me.
Right.
I don't want, especially women, because you never want to make women uncomfortable around you, because then it could go like a completely different way.
Yeah. Especially if you're like a supervisor or something.
Yeah, things can be taken a certain way or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, it could go left really quick. So it's best for me to kind of just like, hey, like, make people feel comfortable. But now I'm super awkward because it's like,
dude, there was a girl.
I don't want to say something, and
I don't want to get.
There
was a girlfriend I had years ago, and at work there was this girl who, like, a gorgeous woman, and I had to talk to her. She was in like a specific, like, I don't want to go into specifics of it, but I had to talk to her a lot, not a lot, but a few times here and there, like per week, because of what my job was. And when we'd go in there, like, we were forced to do, like, be in this room together for like, 10, 20 minutes at a time. And, I would just joke around with her, and we would just joke. And I didn't realize it, but like a few months later, one of my friends was like, oh, she has a thing for you. I was like, she does? He's like, yeah. And he was like, he said, she likes you. And she says that you guys like flirt a lot when you're hanging out and the thing together. And I was like, are we? I was like, I don't know. It was more like, I don't know. We're joking, and I'm making her laugh, and we're kind of, but I don't know, like, flirt. Like, where's that line is the real question, right?
Yeah, no. The thing is this, like, you're saying, like, where's the line? Like, and I get where you're going with that, but I think there is a line, but I think it's more so like, how does the other person take it? Because I don't think I'm flirting. I just think I'm being nice.
What's the difference?
Why you had to do that? Why you had to do that? No, wait. Okay, wait. All right, let me answer this. Don't try to box me in a corner now.
I'm on your side. What I'm saying is, I think it is. I just told you that story. Like, I was joking with her, and I was in a relationship, so I wasn't trying to flirt with her. But at the same time, it's hard. Like, if you're making someone laugh, they obviously like you in some capacity. So it's hard. Like, how do you know when you're just joking or if you're like intentionally flirting?
Asshole now.
Yeah, I think you just be mean to everybody.
I think I just got to be mean to all women. That's what fucked up.
I mean to everybody though. See, I'm an equal opportunity lender. I'm mean to everybody. Everyone's like, that guy's an asshole. So men, women, if you're non-binary, they all hate me. Yeah, it doesn't matter what you are. You all hate me.
I don't know, man. Women just take it differently. You never really know how they can take it. And it's like, I don't know. Maybe you just be like, hey, look, just so you know,
say it to him.
Just so you know, I'm just being nice.
I want you to notice. I want to put you on notice that I'm noticing that you're noticing.
I just want to let you know.
Now, see, that would be if you're working. I think that could be awkward for most people. If you're like, listen, I know we talk and joke, but I want you to know I'm not flirting with you. I think that's That's awkward, man. Like that is just really awkward. You don't think that'd be like weird?
I mean, maybe, but I mean, can you respect the transparency?
I don't know. I think a lot of women,
like she got you. Hey, look, respect.
I think
the
a lot of women.
Miss.
I think a lot of women would be like, in their head would be like, he thinks I was flirting. Fuck out of here. Like,
right? See now, See now it's gonna be that. Now it's gonna be he think like now I'm gonna feel away because she might hit me with the. I didn't think you were flirting.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like I don't know. Okay, I mean, cool, Terrance, do you think is there a specific difference between joking around with somebody,
yes,
and flirting? What is your
there's it's context of what you're joking around with. It should never cross the whole line of sexual conversations, joking wise.
So you think that if you can be joking and laughing about everything, but if it's not sexually related in any capacity, you think it's just joking?
I think so.
I don't know.
I think so. I don't know if it's enough, but I would definitely put that there.
If you are joking and there's like sexuality involved, like you're making those, then I think it is definitely flirting. But I think you can still flirt. It doesn't have to be sexual. I think you can still like you can be talking and joking, and you're just kind of vibing. Like it is hard to describe, isn't it? Like
it is hard to describe, and it's like I never want to give somebody the wrong impression or intention or whatever. Like I feel like I'm a genuinely nice person, and like I said, I like for people to be comfortable around me, especially women, because protect all women, especially Black women. So it's like more so like I just want comfortability. That's all. I think women should be comfortable, but I also think women should know that I'm not flirting with them. I think that's a fair line.
I love how you say it like you just wear a shirt that says that.
I'm not flirting with you.
I am not flirting with you. I'm just a polite gentleman.
I'm just nice.
Terrance, I think what we have to do is we need a woman's opinion on this, no?
I mean, that would help. Help.
I mean, I think we need that perspective on you. Let's see if we can get someone in, Terrance.
Hey, guys.
Jenny, what's going on?
Hi.
Hello.
Everyone, welcome to the show, Jenny. Everybody listening.
Welcome to the show, Jenny. Got to give you the proper introduction.
Here we go. Classic stuff. Jenny, welcome to the show. Welcome to Need I Say More? Of course, your first time on. How is your day going?
Good.
Okay, good. So we have a bit of a topic. Terrance, do you want to intro this topic to her?
Yeah, I could intro it, and that's only because, I'm just trying to make sure everybody understands the lines wherever they may be, right? So my issue was this, right? I got a new gig that I'm working at and everything, and it's just awkward, being around women. I'm in a relationship, for 4 years now, and I just don't want women thinking I'm flirting with them because I'm being nice. So I don't really know how to send you that message. But also, like, I just want to be a nice guy. I don't want people to have a good time around me. I want
Jenny,
I want you to be able to chill.
The question basically is, what's the difference between like flirting and just joking? Like, how can you differentiate that?
Yeah, am I being nice or am I flirting? Like,
okay, wait. What are you saying to these girls? Like, how are you being nice?
Look, she's starting it already. Look, this is what women do.
They know how
you being nice.
They probe, like, right? They probe.
You see that, right? And it's like I'm being nice by just being myself. I'm smiling. I'm having a good time. We're having conversation. We're co-workers or associates or whatever you want to call it or whatever. That's really it. Again, I just want to make sure that I'm not coming off in a flirtatious way. I said specifics. I said the line was any conversation involving sex.
I mean, yeah. Okay, so if we're working together and you're just being a genuinely nice guy, I wouldn't take that as flirting.
If he's making you laugh, though, every time you see Terrance, he's making you laugh.
No, but he's just a funny guy. I don't see that as flirting.
Oh, now I'm a fucking clown. See?
Now you're a clown. now you amuse her.
Now I'm a fucking clown. Now every time I see her, walk into the room.
So Jenny, the example I gave is I had a job a few years back. I don't want to go in too specific with it, but there was this girl who because of the way it worked, I had to be in a room with her alone at various times of the week for like 10, 15 minutes. And I had a girlfriend at the time, but at one point after like a few months of kind of doing this with this girl, we would always go in there, be joking around and laughing. And at one point, a friend of mine was like, by the way, like, don't say anything, but like, she's got a huge crush on you. I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, every time she says you guys, are in the room or whatever, like you're always flirting and joking around. And I was like, I didn't like necessarily perceive as flirting. We were just joking. But at the same time, like, I think you can joke. It doesn't have to be sexual. I think you can joke around with someone and
see, like you wasn't on that type of time.
I think it can still be flirting, even if it doesn't have to be specifically like sexual. You can still just be flirting with someone.
I don't know. Jenny, look, you worked with Joe for some time, right? I'm putting you on the spot here. Have you ever felt like Joe might have just been flirting just a little bit?
Damn, you're putting both of us on the spot. All right, I see you, Terrance.
Just a little bit. But you know him. Y'all friends. That's your boy. He's nice. But have you ever felt like he might, maybe he might be flirting?
You can be honest, Jenny. It's all right.
Yeah, I think so. In the beginning.
See?
Let her finish.
So I've known Joe for what, like 10 years?
Yeah, right. 2010, I think you got the job.
Yeah. So, geez, in the beginning when I first started at the job, he was being extra nice. So I thought, oh, maybe
extra nice.
To be fair,
nice.
I might have been flirting with you, Jenny. I mean,
he might have been flirting, but as we became friends, and even though like when we go out and stuff like that, like with our other friends, he'll say like some slick comment, but I don't take that.
You know what it is?
Yeah, he's like, no, he's not flirty, but I don't know. I don't take it as flirting. He's just, like being goofy. But before, like in the beginning, before we became like really close friends, yeah, probably.
But what's extra nice?
Well, you know what it is? I will say, yeah, at this point though, with me and Jenny, we're like brother and sister almost. Like I do make those comments as a joke, but like, no, me and Jenny are never going to do anything. That'd be like so weird at this point.
Yeah, but in the beginning, what's considered extra nice? Like you use like, he's extra nice. Is that something that you just was like, this is weird, or it's like, why is he?
So are we allowed to say like names of people?
Yeah, and if not, I could edit it out if it's
we
bad.
Can edit it out.
But kind of like, all right, so he was a key holder or whatever. So the difference between him
supervisor is what that meant, essentially. Everyone listening, that's what that was. Censored.
You guys were both the same position.
Christ, that greaseball,
right?
Mentioned him on this podcast for.
With him, it was like he was nice, but shit, I don't know. I lost it. There's a difference there.
I think censored probably didn't know how to flirt because I don't think a woman has ever really been with him in any capacity. Whereas me, I'm a normal human being, and I probably was flirting with Jenny when she first came in.
Yeah.
Not like he
was trying to flirt with the new girl.
I mean, listen, we all did it, but I wasn't exclude. I may have been flirting with like a few different girls. It was like harmless flirting. I don't think I was ever like deeply like I'm gonna bag Jenny,
No, it was like that. But let's be honest, 2010, were you flirting?
Yeah, I probably was. When I started? Listen, Jenny, I've always said,
let's get to it. Let's get to the shits.
It's getting hot up in this room. Listen, Jenny, I've always said I thought you were quite beautiful. So I'm sure, I can't remember specifically, but I'm sure I was flirting with you. You were cool. You're a super fun person. Like you love to joke and just be like really like fun. So I probably was flirting with you a bunch back then. But
yeah, but see, look, it took you guys 10 years to have this conversation, right? In that moment, Jenny, how did you separate? Like, he's flirting,
she was like, man, he's so hot and he's my supervisor. I don't know if I could do all of
like
that.
Especially he's your supervisor. You could have got ahead in life.
Terrance is asking you, how did you keep your hands off me, really?
It was so hard.
Pause. Wait, what? I'm
read through the lines. I can read between the lines.
We're dropping me right now. This is the Jenny and Joe show.
Oh man.
You had to separate that. How? Like literally, like mentally, how did you have to be like, you know what? Yeah, he might be flirting, but I'm just gonna take it as he's being nice?
I think I just ignored it.
Most women probably do, right? You're like, just ignore him. He'll go away eventually.
Whatever.
Like, because that's probably the case though. Like, especially if you're working at a place that has like a ton of people, like just ignore them and go away.
Yeah.
So
just
he said he'll just go away.
Just go
she
away.
Just
eventually.
wanted you to stop. Like she just like I just want him to stop.
But that's
like,
the thing. I'm telling you, like with me and Jenny though, like I think it was very harmless flirting. So I think she probably was like, whatever. Like I wasn't really ever like on her a lot. Like
no, he was.
We became friends pretty quick. I feel like we were like kind of already like texting and like, going out like in groups. And, a few of us were going out. Like I felt like pretty quickly we all just became friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Jenny, has there
ever
been a time where maybe someone you work with or something like you thought they were like seriously flirting with you? You were like, damn, like they're really trying here.
Yes.
What was it that you like? Were they talking a bit more sexual in the flirting, or was it just something else that you were like, nah, they're really going?
And is sexual flirting ever good?
Well,
no.
Depends on where you're at.
If the feelings are like mutual, but it's like if a guy you're not into just sexually flirting, that shit is like mad annoying.
That's why you gotta really know before you start going down that, you cross that line,
right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, back in like 2016, I was working at another retail store, and there was this guy, and he said something to me, and I was like, "Are you like a manager?" And he was like, "Yeah," but he really wasn't. So yeah.
Manage that.
I guess, he thought that I was just gonna like fall for that, which I did, but I was like, later on I found out that he wasn't, and then he came to me.
That's a weird line, right?
Terrance, no, it's not.
If you're working at a store with another person lying, she'll figure it out pretty quickly. You're not a manager. It's not like
she might figure it out eventually. Yeah.
If she was a customer, he might not realize it, but like if you work together, eventually you're gonna be like, no, that guy fucking mops the floors. He's a manager.
The janitor's a manager.
So at the end of the night, he was kind of just like counting the money or whatever, but it wasn't the same as like the Toys R Us days. So I thought, and I was new there, so I thought he was, he was saying some things to me. Oh, he asked me like if I could stay extra. That was the thing. I think he was like, "Oh, can you stay 15 minutes extra?" And I was like, "Are you my manager?" And
that's getting like abusive of power a little bit. No, like just stay after a little bit extra, Jenny. We'll see what we can do when the lights go off. Like what?
But then I was like, okay, whatever. And then he looked at me and he was like, "No, I'm really not a manager, but I get off in like the same time you do. So I wanted to like tell you something." And I was like, okay. So I stayed the extra 15. I was like, what happened or whatever. So he admitted that he did like, I guess had a little crush on me or whatever. It was cute, but he was flirting. I wasn't really that into it, but every time we saw each other, he was like looking at me a lot or like saying little comments.
Yeah.
So whatever.
So you're into that like high school puppy love flirting?
Well, what's the difference between that and I don't know, adult flirting? Is that the same thing?
Because we're fucking adults. We're not just like sending letters like that. Like,
let me do a quick pause on this. Terrance is actually 90 years old. When he got when Terrance got a serious girlfriend, he became an old man, and he doesn't seem to understand. Like Terrance, the flirting now is identical to what she's talking about.
Are you batting your eyelashes at women and to let them know?
Terrance, I've never batted my eyelashes at anyone. I don't even know what does that mean? No, but if I'm at work or school and I see a girl I like, I might you might like those little comments, you joke around with her, you poke fun. Right. That's what you do. See, Terrance can't even remember.
Are you winking at women, Joe?
I'm not.
Are you?
Yes, because I'm from the 70s, and that's what we do. We wink and we slap our knee, and she jumps on board.
Hey,
I drive away to my motorcycle. Like, what are you talking about? No, but listen, flirting is still like, especially if you're at a job or school or somewhere where you're like around each other like that. You always do that, right? You make a little comment, you make her laugh, or she says something to you, and you have like a little rapport going, and then.
So it's never. I think it's a look sometimes too, though.
Might be a look too, yeah.
There's a look that I think certain people, I think, know how to do.
Yeah, but see, I've made myself, my face is just as neutral as can be now. So now if someone looks at me, they have no idea what I'm thinking or acting. It's just It's just like a mask.
Jenny, do you think women just give off like a natural, like, I want you to come talk to me look?
No.
No, I think so.
I think women are women and men want to get with women. So they just go, I'm going to try every woman I see.
No, let Jenny answer.
No. If you see something that looks good, you're going to look.
That's something. Well, exactly. Already she's making us like pieces of meat. If you see something you like,
gotta give him that look.
I'll stare. Okay. I give him the look. I stare.
See, she's batting eyelashes.
Yeah, she is, not me. I do think there is like a look. Like you can definitely tell, like, if you look at someone, they look back at you, like it lingers for a second. Because if a girl's not interested in you, if you make eye contact, she cuts that shit off as soon as she can.
It's always awkward, the eye contact thing. I don't feel like people look each other in the eyes anymore.
I do. I mean, well, now you have to, because where else are you going to look with the masks on? You now you have to look at their eyes. Otherwise, what do you look at their mask the whole time? I think the core question of like, what's the difference between like flirting and like just joking? I don't know that there is a clear line. I think the sexual thing is a line, but you can be flirting.
Great,
without
now
being
I'm be
sexual.
Fired, Joe. Thanks.
Well, I told you, wear a shirt that says, I'm not flirting, I'm just nice. Leave me alone.
Or just don't smile.
Just be mean, Terrance. Just be an ass.
Yeah,
I mean, no one will like you,
never
but
get
no one
fired for being a dick.
No, you can't. That's the thing. If you do your job, they still have to pay you. I mean, I've made my whole career off of that.
Wait, Terrance, is this like happening to you? Like,
no. This is not real life at all.
Okay.
He just doesn't want it to happen.
Hypothetical situation. Yeah. I want to avoid it. Like I want to avoid it because I literally don't, like I'm in a, what's that?
So he's taken. You don't want
to. Yeah, no. I'm taken, and I'm also like in a work environment that encourages us to like be all buddy and shit. Mm-hmm. Like they're really big on that. So I'm like, you know what? There's a lot of times where like I'm doing like lunches and things like that. So it's like, you know what? I want to be myself. I want to be cool, but I don't want nobody to take this shit the wrong way. Don't get this shit twisted. That's all I'm doing.
I don't know that there is a distinction. I think it. You know what? We talked about the Dahmer effect on here.
You mentioned it before.
I think
for sure.
So Jenny, there's something called the Dahmer effect. So Jeffrey Dahmer, obviously you guys have heard of, the serial killer, mm-hmm. right? And then I can't remember what his first name is, but Dobler is from the movie Say Anything. You know, the one where he has like the boombox above his head outside the girl's window and he's playing it.
So not really, but go ahead.
It's like a famous scene where this guy like really wants to win this chick back, and it's from like the 80s, and he has like a boombox above his head, and he's playing like her favorite song, and she loves it. And so basically they're saying like it depends on the other person. If you could do some big romantic gesture, and if that person's into you, then you're Dobler, man. She thinks it's amazing and romantic, and you're in. But if she's not into it, that same exact act, you look like a serial killer, because she's like, oh my fucking Christ, what is this person doing? I think flirting is kind of the same thing, where like if the person is like into you, then maybe you're joking, they'll consider flirting. Whereas maybe if they're not into you, then it's just joking.
No? Yeah, maybe. Or you could just be a fucking creep now.
Yeah, like, maybe.
He's just making jokes that don't hit.
Unfortunately, most people aren't self-aware that if like they're trying to flirt with someone and they're not getting it in back, they just keep doing it. Like you need to be aware, like she's not into it, bro. Like just move on.
Yeah. And you never want to be that, or the guy that's like trying to make jokes that just aren't funny.
Nothing. That's like
now all the girls are fucking looking at you like a fucking weirdo. It's
guys,
like, why doesn't he leave?
That's like my nightmare, is like trying to be funny and failing. Like that's like my actual nightmare, is being like, hey, trying to make jokes. Everyone's just like looking at me. Oh man, I can't think of something other than being buried alive. That might be my most feared thing. Not that I'm that funny or anything, but I remember one time I was meeting up with a friend who I hadn't seen in like 10 years for like, it was her friend. It was me, her girlfriend, and one of their friends. And we went over to their place to play like some random game. The game was like, you have to make jokes in some capacity. They were just not into my sense of humor.
Was it Cards Against Humanity?
Maybe, I think, right? Something like that. I think it was something like that. But like they all knew their sense of humor and they weren't into mine. So a lot of my like things were just not hitting. And I was like, this shit sucks. Like they're all laughing at their own jokes and like just not laughing at mine. I'm like, I gotta get the fuck out of this place.
I gotta go.
Listen, I think I left my oven out. I got the
crowd.
fuck out of here. I think that's it. Oh, Jenny, first off, thank you, of course, for joining us. This was great.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Two things before you. Oh, okay.
What? You gotta give it an applause.
I'll say two things before you leave. One, do you want to pimp any sort of Instagram or Facebook you want people to follow or anything like that? Don't have to if you don't want to. It's just.
Yeah, you got a business you want to promote.
But anything you want to promote?
We support all businesses.
Not at all.
You know.
Okay.
Not at all.
So, okay, that's number one. Number two, if you could give advice to any man out there that they need to either stop doing or doing whatever it is, whether it's something in bed, something when they first approach you, just general things. If you could tell all the men out there one thing, what would it be? We asked this to every woman that comes in the show. Like, what do they want to do?
Anything
that men do, or I guess maybe even don't do, that you were like, you need to change this. It could be, like I said, it could be in bed. It could be when they first meet you. It could be maybe like a certain shirt. You're like, guys, don't ever wear this kind of shirt. You know, whatever it is.
There's so much.
That's what they always say. That women, they always say that, man, that's a tall order. Is there one thing that particularly gets under your skin? You're like, oh my God.
It's a lot. I'm telling you. This is tricky, but
oh man, men are terrible.
Jeez. All right. So the number one thing that I hate, that please stop doing, is like if you're not attractive, and if you're just not attractive.
I'm listening.
Stop staring at me on the train.
Oh,
that's not fair.
But stop.
They might not know they're attractive. A lot of guys think they're, like,
yeah,
I am self-aware,
fair.
Jenny, but most ugly men are not self-aware. You know, they just think they're fine.
There's a lot of ugly dudes that don't know they're ugly.
Yeah. This is why I'm very open with it. I want people to know I know I'm ugly. You know, otherwise, that I'm the weirdo.
That's a different level of confidence.
It's a supreme level of confidence.
Yeah, that's a different level.
Most men don't have my confidence, Terrance.
All right, but even so, Jenny, you got a mask on, so he's probably looking to see if you're cute with your eyes.
Okay, so all right, so scratch
with
that.
Your eyes.
Something else that I don't like. I guess. All right, so I'm gonna give you. I don't know if Joseph, if I told you this before, but I went out with someone one time. It was just like a friendly thing. I think he liked me,
right?
And this is a true story. But I decided, like, you know, whatever, what the fuck? He keeps asking, so let's just go. It's just to eat. It's just a friend, whatever.
Right.
And when we met up, he had like a stain on his white t-shirt, and it looked like a coffee
stain. You can't go out with the white stain. You can't have any stains.
Yeah, and like it was like nothing, and then I couldn't stop looking at it like the whole night.
Damn.
And in my head, I'm like I should have listened to my gut. This is exactly why I was just dodging you all the time in the first place. But this right here, like, this is like, I can't look past this.
I'll be honest with you. I'm kind of the same way. If I rarely ever like get anything on my clothes, but if I do, I'm like, I am a giant stain right now.
Bother you.
Yeah, I'm like, everyone in the world is looking at this stain, and I think once I bought a new shirt because it was like early it happened. I was like, I gotta buy a new shirt. This is too much.
So I think the lesson in that one is, fellas, make sure you got your shit together before you step out the door.
I don't look sloppy, man.
Don't be coming up to her trying to, wine and dine her. You got a big ass fucking stain,
jelly donut stain on your
shirts and everything like that. It's just not gonna happen.
Yeah.
She's going home.
Terrance, I think if you have like a stains on your shirt, even if it just happened, it just creates a sloppy look. It makes you seem like you don't give a fuck about yourself.
And throw your white tees away after 2 uses.
Yeah, and if you're white, if you're white, it doesn't matter because you should be wearing white. If you're white, it looks like shit on us. Like yellow.
You shouldn't do that.
I can't wear yellow or white.
Thank you for saying that, Joe. Thank you for saying that.
Terrance, you absolutely can pull those colors off. It works great on you. Me, not in the slightest.
Appreciate it. I look damn good in yellow.
I've never seen you wear yellow.
Yeah. Like a walking sunflower. It's beautiful as shit.
Terrance, would you ever wear an all black shirt that had like the old school like yellow Batman logo on it?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, I saw a guy wearing that one, so I was like, that's kind of cool. He had like a matching hat, to be fair, so I don't know if that was cool or not. But
yeah, the hat threw it over the top.
Oh, Giuseppe, and those graphic tees. Remember the picture that I sent you?
Oh yeah,
weeks ago.
A lot of women hate graphic tees.
Yeah, stop.
To be fair.
Yo, you know what? No, I hate women for this because
I hate.
Y'all made me stop wearing graphic tees.
Yeah, it sucks, right? When
I found out girls didn't like graphic tees, I was like, but this fucking Spider-Man shirt is dope though.
You can only pull
dope. I just got this from Target for like $8.
The only time I wear a graphic tee is sometimes I will wear one with like a long sleeve black shirt underneath it, and that kind of looks all right. But even then, it's got to be like a small graphic, like the Beat. I have a Beatles shirt. It just says the Beatles. You can get away with that. Yeah. But if it's like a big print that covers most of your stomach and chest, it's too much. Just like if you wear anything Ed Hardy, cancel it right now. Throw it in the trash.
Yeah,
nah.
I'm not getting on the train with you.
Fellas, make sure your shit is together before you step out the door.
Oh, man,
right. She's gonna sit on the other train car.
Yeah, she's out, bro. She's out. She's gonna wear 2 masks, one on her eyes, one on her mouth, to avoid you. Well, anyway, Jenny, thank you so much for joining us. We'll definitely have you back on at some point.
Absolutely,
I'm sure.
Jenny. It was a pleasure. Really appreciate it.
It was fun.
Bye, Jenny. Bye.
Bye.
All right, so Joe, what did we learn today?
I think on the flirting, I think we learned there's no specific line. I think on the way you carry yourself, don't be sloppy, don't have stains, don't wear big graphic tees, look presentable, look like a man.
Yeah.
I think there is no line when it comes to flirting, though. I think, like, yes, if you start to talk like joke, like sexual type stuff, that is a line. But I think if you keep it non-sexual, it can still be like, I'm flirting with you.
I hope not. I want to make this clear.
I think it can. I don't think it is if you're joking. I think it just can be.
I have a PSA, which is I'm not flirting. That's it.
That's it. That's the end of the PSA.
That's my PSA. Flirting. I'm not.
I mean, listen, don't make any real eye contact with any woman you're talking. Like if you're joking, don't make lingering eye contact.
Don't make eye contact because that's what they want you to do. They want you to make eye contact because obviously your eyes can get lost other places.
What I'm saying is, like, if you're joking and you don't have to look at them at all, you can just joke and kind of like glance occasionally. But if you it's like Jenny just said, the look. If you kind of look over and you kind of make eye contact and it lingers for like a second or two, that makes it more flirty. So if you're joking with any females, no eye contact, just and that's it. Look forward at whatever is not her.
Yeah.
Or what you do that pisses people off? Look at like her forehead, because she'll wonder why you're not looking at her eyes, and it'll bother her. It'll make you like.
It's because your bang is uneven.
But it'll make you like that weirdo who doesn't look in people's eyes. So then she'll be like, well, he's not flirting. He's just a creepy weirdo.
Yeah.
But Terrance, before we go, we always, of course, end every show with a hypothetical.
What you got this week?
All right, Terrance, have you ever heard of a fleshlight?
Oh, man.
So fleshlight, for those of you who don't know, is kind of a, cylindrical water bottle looking thing that men can use to masturbate.
Oh, man, call it what it is. It's a masturbator.
Yeah, I'm just describing it. Basically, you put it on your cock and it feels great, apparently. I don't know. Now, Terrance, nothing against if you're into this. By all means, whatever makes you happy in this world. But would you ever use one? Or have you? I mean, it's too personal if you don't want to.
I've done so in the past. Yeah.
Was it good? Were you into it?
It wasn't the best feeling. It wasn't the best. It was weird. Here's the thing,
right.
The girl I was with at the time or whatever, you try shit, right? You're in a relationship, you try shit.
But she was into it. She was like
she was into me trying it or whatever. Huh. So, went to the sex shop and got it or whatever. And one night it was just like, all right, let's try this shit.
She did it for you?
No, she had a thing for watching me. Or whatever.
I'm not comfortable with that at all.
Yeah, listen. You never know what turns people on, right?
I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying I know, right? I would be like, can't do this.
Yeah, no. I mean, it was something I tried it and it was just like, all right, cool. This ain't for me. Yeah, it was just.
What is weird about fleshlights? You have to like wash them. Because you finish inside of them.
I threw it away.
Like yeah, I think they make disposable ones now. But listen, here's my problem with it. Obviously, men at anyone at any point could just masturbate, right? It's very easy. It's very simple, especially with the internet now. There's an infinite amount of porn.
Traditional way is the way to go.
Right, but what I'm saying is, there's a big gap in between using your hand and sex, right? Like, it's definitely not like, obviously sex is 10 times better, if not 100 times better, right?
Nothing beats that.
Right. So I like that it's 100 times better. I don't want something that's closer to sex, because I feel like then I don't know. I feel like, I don't know, it's cheating. But
you don't want the off-brand cereal version?
Isn't that what it is? It's almost like you're getting something that's like closer to, but I don't want that.
It's not cornflakes. It's flakes.
Flakes of corn.
It's just flakes of corn.
It's fucking cinnamon toast crunch.
You're not getting frosted flakes. You're getting sweet flakes.
Yeah, right. Frosted sweeties. But that's the thing, man. I don't want something closer to that. I want either actual sex or just ordinary masturbation. That's it. Anything closer makes it almost like it makes it like almost easier to give up. You're like, wow, fuck it, I don't need women, I have this.
I don't need. I mean, look, I don't know how those dudes do it with the robotic.
I have no idea. It's weird.
Things right? Like I don't know how they do it with that. Whatever. That's literally just like you stop trying with real women.
And that's what I mean, man. Like, I don't, and I'm not saying this is what it means for anybody. I'm saying for me, I feel like I don't want to get something closer because I feel like it'll make me less. I want to try, like, actually try to.
What if your girl is into it? What if your girl's like, you know what? Let's try it. Like,
I imagine what would happen is I would try it for her and never do it again because I'm not into it.
Yeah.
Like, I remember I had a girl who wanted to try like food, like when you're in bed, like you put like fucking whipped cream or syrup and stuff. I tried it and I was like, this is annoying. What are we doing this for?
This is annoying.
It is. It's like, why aren't we just having sex? Why are we putting stuff on each other and doing it? Like, if you,
because that shit is fly, man.
But I'm not into it at all. See, I'm saying, like, if you're into it, hey, cool.
You just reminded me, I gotta buy some whipped cream.
Oh my God, that's explicit. I just think I'm just not into it. That's why that's just how I feel. I mean, I'm not, like I said, not knocking anybody. If you're in the fleshlight or whipped cream, like Terrance apparently is, that's fine. But I'm just not into it. Just hardcore. No. But that's it.
Joe's straight to the point.
Yeah, man. Well, we all should be.
Yeah.
But that's it for me, Terrance. Man, you got anything?
No, man. This was fun. This was fun for sure.
I'm glad we got Jenny on. She was a good guest.
Yeah. That was cool, Jenny. Thank you, Jenny, for
shout out to you,
coming
Jenny.
on the show for sure. But as always, you could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we appreciate that. Need I say more?